Good morning student, welcome to the biology class, and in this video we are going to study about the component of the ecosystem. In the last video already we have introduced the ecosystem. So as you know student, what is meant by ecosystem? Ecosystem is the self-contained area which compose all the different living organisms. They are interact to each other as well as they are interacting with the physical factor like a soil, water, air. This system is called as the ecosystem. Understood student? And in this video we are going to detailed study about the component of the ecosystem. There are two components of the ecosystem. First is the biotic component, means the all living organism are present in our ecosystem. This living organism is called as the biotic component, and abiotic component means non-living component which is present in our ecosystem. This component is called as the abiotic component. Let us start with the biotic component. The biotic component is further divided into the three types of the biotic component which is present in our ecosystem. First is the producer. All green plant, they produce the food by the process of photosynthesis. So all green plant is called as the producer, and the producer is the main biotic component in our ecosystem. The producer is also called as the producer is in the first trophic level. Next biotic component is the consumers. Consumers means the organism depend on producer or other consumer to obtain the food. These called as the consumers, means the consumers they depend for a food for producer, otherwise they depend for a food on consumers. These organism is called as the consumers. And decomposers means the bacteria, fungi, the like organism that break the complex organic substance into the simpler substance. This organism is called as the decomposer. These three main component of the biotic component in our ecosystem. Let us see the consumers. Got it student? Producer means the green plant. They produce the food in our ecosystem. The consumers are further divided into the subtype. Herbivorous. Herbivorous means the organism that feed only plant. These organism is called as the herbivorous, like a rabbit, deer. Carnivorous means what? The organism that feed only the animals, the flesh of animals. This organism is called as the carnivorous. The secondary carnivorous are the secondary consumers. Tertiary consumers means the wolf is the secondary consumers, and the tiger, lion, these are the tertiary consumers. And the omnivorous means the organism which feed both plant and animal. This organism is called as the omnivorous, like a human being. Got it student? Herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous. And the parasites. Parasites means the organisms, their food from other organism, means the organism absorb the nutrition from their host organism. This organism is called as the parasite. The parasites are plant also, animals also. Parasites means they absorb the nutrient to their host plant. Got it student? Scavengers means the organisms, the animals that consume the dead organisms, dead and decaying organism. These are called as the scavenger, like a vulture. And the detritivores like worms, slug, like earthworm. Earthworm is a good example of detritivores, means the organisms they are eating the plant as well as they are eating the insect and convert into the organic material, inorganic material. Got it student? Detritivores means the detritivores feed on the detritus. Detritus means decomposing plant and animal part as well as faces of. And for example, the earthworm, they are breakdown of the leaf and convert into the small soil, and this soil is decomposed by the means the detritivores are help to the decomposer for decompose the dead and decayed material. These are the consumers. Got it, student? The biotic component, there are three main biotic component: producer, consumers and decomposer. All these biotic components are interact to each other in our ecosystem, as well as these biotic component is also interact to the abiotic component. Let us see what are the abiotic component which is present in our ecosystem. The first important abiotic component is the sunlight. As you know, student, the plant make their own food with the help of sunlight. Means without sunlight, plant cannot make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Second abiotic component is the air. In air contain the many gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and these gases is very useful to us. So air is the very important abiotic component. Air is also give the medium for the flight for the birds, insect. Air is also blowing, that times the dispersible the seeds from one place to another place. And third is the abiotic component is the water. Water is very important for us because without water we cannot live in our ecosystem. Means the plant is also very important water for the process of photosynthesis, and animal is also very important water for a survive. And second abiotic component is the warmth. Hot, mild or cold temperature, the kinds of the body function of the plant and animal living such area in the warmth. And the fifth abiotic component is the soil. Soil is very important abiotic component because the tree, grasses, bushes grow in the soil. Soil contain the water, minerals and many nutrients. It also provide the dwelling place for the animals like rabbit, snake, earthworm. In our ecosystem, there is a different types of the soil like a plain, hills, mountain, desert. They provide the support to the plant and animal. Got it, student? Means the sunlight, air, water, warmth and soil, these are very important abiotic component in our ecosystem. Understood, student? Let us revise today's topic. In today we have studied about that the component of ecosystem. There are two component of ecosystem, biotic and abiotic. In biotic, there is the all living organism is contained in the biotic component like a producer, consumers and decomposers. And in the composers, there are further classified into the herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, parasites, scavenger and detritivores. And the abiotic component, the sunlight, air, water and warmth and soil, these are the abiotic component. And all living organisms in our ecosystem, they are interact to each other as well as they are interact with the abiotic component. Got it, student? Today's topic, in the next video I will explain food chain and food web. Thank you.